What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlemania here, back with some major news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a WWE has been sold, the UFC merger is set to take place, Vince McMahon is staying in power, is Triple H out, Bobby Lashley is furious, has Drew McIntyre confirmed his WWE exit, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlemania Shorts and Wrestlemania Hindi. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at breaking news as WWE has been officially sold. The UFC merger has been set. Our top story today looks at perhaps one of the biggest stories in WWE history. Yeah, that's right, WWE has finally been sold. WWE confirmed this morning, and that the company has been sold to Endeavor, and WWE will indeed merge with UFC to create a brand new publicly traded company. WWE's official press release on the sale reads, Endeavor Group Holdings Inc. and WWE today announced that they have signed a definitive agreement to form a new publicly listed company consisting of two iconic complementary global sports and entertainment brands, UFC and WWE. Upon close, Endeavor will hold a 51% controlling interest in the new company, and existing WWE shareholders will hold a 49% interest in the new company. Together, UFC and WWE will have a global reach, impressive scale, and omnichannel distribution. On a combined 2022 fiscal year end basis, UFC and WWE achieved a revenue of $2.4 billion and a 10% annual revenue growth rate since 2019. Now, in relation to who will be in power following the merger, it's been confirmed that Vince McMahon will remain in his role as executive chairman of the board. The new company will be led by Emmanuel, Chief Executive Officer, who will also continue his role as Chief Executive Officer of Endeavor, McMahon, Executive Chairman of the Board, and Mark Shapiro, who will be President and Chief Operating Officer of both Endeavor and the new company. Dana White will continue in his role as President of UFC, and Nick Khan will serve as President of WWE. The board of directors will consist of 11 members who will be appointed at a later date, 6 of whom will be appointed by Endeavor and 5 of whom by WWE. This is truly one of the biggest days in WWE history, and as always, we'll keep you posted on Wrestlemania.co.uk on the latest developments. Next up, the future WWE creative revealed. And now with Vince McMahon firmly placed as executive chairman of WWE, fans are no doubt concerned that McMahon will be more hands-on with WWE creative. McMahon addressed his status when it comes to creative involvement during an interview with CNBC. When asked if he'll be involved in the creative process, he stated yes and no. McMahon stated that he'll be involved at a higher level, but not in the weeds, clearly meaning the day-to-day creative of WWE TV. In relation to Triple H, thankfully it looks like the game will be remaining as Chief Content Officer, and that's according to John Pollock on Twitter from Post Wrestling. Next up, Nick Khan wants Stephanie McMahon to return. Stephanie McMahon took a step back from WWE a number of months ago, but this doesn't mean that the door isn't open for a potential return. WWE CEO Nick Khan, during an interview at CNBC, revealed that he would love Stephanie to return to the company. Stephanie is immensely popular backstage, so the idea of her returning to a backstage role would be universally welcomed. Next up, Roman Reigns' schedule update. With Roman Reigns retaining last night, there's been online discourse relating to his schedule. Some fans were speculating that Reigns will be working more on TV and house show dates, especially with him keeping a hold of both world titles. However, according to Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Reigns' schedule will be remaining a part-time one. This means limited TV appearances, and Reigns won't be working every pay-per-view. Just like we mentioned in our review of Wrestlemania, those belts are again held hostage. So it looks like WWE is once again without a full-time world champion on both Raw and SmackDown. Next up, Bobby Lashley is furious. When Bobby Lashley's match with Bray Wyatt was pulled from WrestleMania 39, it was fully expected that Lashley would receive a replacement opponent for the show. However, this never materialized, and Lashley was involved in a bizarre segment where he came on stage with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal trophy. Lashley is evidently angry with WWE's booking of him, as following his lackluster segment, Lashley proceeded to like a number of tweets referencing this truly awful booking decision. This was one of the many puzzling decisions WWE has made during last night's show. They've also teased that LA Knight would have had a segment or match, but this wasn't even mentioned. Additionally, Nick Khan was outright declaring that WWE would have special surprises, but Shane McMahon wasn't exactly who fans had in mind. Next up, two WWE stars ask for their release. The two stars, Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler, have asked their release from WWE as per Fightful Select. The two stars were previously known collectively as grizzled young vets, have been involved in the Schism stable on NXT TV. The two UK stars are incredibly talented and would be a great addition to the main roster, so it's a shame that they have a rather lackluster gimmick and a persona at present. Next up, Drew McIntyre confirms his exit. One of the most surprising stories of the weekend was the news relating to Drew McIntyre's WWE contract. Yeah, it really wasn't an April Fool's. This past weekend, it was reported that McIntyre's WWE deal is set to expire and that he and WWE have yet to reach terms when it comes to a new contract. With that being said, following his outstanding triple threat match last night, McIntyre took to Twitter to post 3 waving emojis, which seemed to imply that McIntyre could soon be leaving WWE. Naturally, McIntyre could be just trolling, but it does seem like an odd thing for the former WWE champion to tweet if he has re-signed with the company. Fans are also expecting that a heel turn could be on the horizon for McIntyre, which would certainly be welcomed, as McIntyre's babyface character has been in a state of flux since losing to Roman Reigns last September. Next up, Asuka shoots on the WWE's women's division. One of the most surprising results from last night was Bianca Belair defeating Asuka. The majority of fans had predicted Asuka to win the Raw Women's title, and following the match, Asuka took to Twitter and threatened to leave WWE and go back to Japan. The tweet read, "I might as well go back to Japan, but I bet a lot of you guys, my friends, will miss me when I leave WWE. Now I need the power of your anger. Let's bring chaos to the boring women's division with me. Let's bring chaos to the women's division. Let's bring chaos to WWE." Now it seems like Asuka is starting a new storyline, so we'll have to pay attention to how this develops in the next coming weeks. Next up, Charlotte Flair leaving. One of the most acclaimed matches on the entire WrestleMania 39 weekend was Charlotte Flair's match with Rhea Ripley. Whilst the build to the match was criticised, the match itself made more than up for it, as it was truly one of the greatest women's matches in WWE history. Whereas some fans would no doubt like to see the feud between the two talented women continue, a new report from Fightful seems to suggest that Flair will be taking a break. Additionally, it's been reported that Flair is looking to start work on a new project, so she's clearly looking to expand her brand outside of the squared circle. This project could potentially relate to bodybuilding, as Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio stated that Flair will be competing in a bodybuilding competition this summer. Next up, Shane McMahon's injury revealed. Shane McMahon getting injured within seconds of his match with The Miz was truly shocking. This was a confusing match, as everyone was just trying to work out if this was a storyline, but it turns out that Shane was legit injured, and his injury is incredibly serious. According to Triple H, during the post-WrestleMania 39 press conference, Shane tore his quad. This is the same injury that the game has suffered twice, and Shane's father Vince McMahon notoriously suffered at the 2005 Royal Rumble. We wish Shane a speedy recovery. Next up, first Backlash match revealed. WWE's next premium live event offering will be Backlash from Puerto Rico, and one of the matches that could potentially go down is Bad Bunny taking on The Miz. While speaking to WrestlingNews.co Steve Fall, Miz revealed that he wants to face the music star at Backlash, and even called it a dream match. We know that Bunny will be involved at the event itself, but it remains unclear if he'll be wrestling. And finally, Seth Rollins pushing for Logan Paul to re-sign. Our final story today looks at how former WWE champion Seth Rollins is pushing for Logan Paul to re-sign with WWE. Seth Rollins' match with Logan Paul was one of the standout matches of WrestleMania 39 weekend. Rollins in the build-up to the match with Logan revealed that he didn't respect or like Logan, but now Rollins is pushing for him to re-sign with WWE. During a WWE digital interview following his WrestleMania match, Rollins will reveal that Logan is discussing contract negotiations with WWE, and he stated that it would be stupid for WWE not to re-sign him. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, the kid proves something to me. We're getting an exclusive. I'll tell you, I don't always agree with everything that he does, but he's got something. He's got something. The kid took me out there tonight, surprised me more than once, and he's got a hell of a right hand. I know that there's been talk about his contract with WWE. He said that they'd be stupid if they didn't re-sign him, and I'm gonna say I might agree with that. What do you guys think? Should Logan Paul re-sign? Let us know in the comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.